Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing. And thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Now, so many persons have been voicing their opinion about Alkaline. Many persons have been making comparison between Alkaline and Massacre and saying who is a better DJ, who's a better artist, yada yada yada. Many vloggers have also chimed in, but I don't know how you guys who vlog about music, especially dancehall, I don't know how you guys do it. And it's kind of weird because how I see it, if I have a particular artist that I support, my focus is on that artist. Like I always say, competition is good. And in everything, there has to be a balance, whether it be negative and or positive, there has to be a balance, right? And so competition is good because it helps to push an artist, it helps to give them more ambition, goals, drive, vigor. You understand that they need. It helps to make you more driven to a higher height of yourself. And so we respect competition and we understand the significance of it. I also realize that in everything there needs to be boundaries and limitations. So when speaking on the artist that you do in fact support, the goal is not to give highlight to constant negativity that people have to say about the particular artist. You that will help to give the artist more relevance, yes, and let his name circulate in the algorithm. But at the end of the day, it won't push the artist in terms of making him strive, making him be seen in a better light. His name will only end up coming up when it has to do with controversy, when it always has to do with something negative. So that's not the avenue or the goal or the road that you really want to take if you're in support of a particular artist. You always want to put yourself in a position where the artist has to be in a good light. And it's good. It's good because if you're supporting someone, you want to push them forward. Now, you're not necessarily going to whitewash the person, or we're going to over respect an individual or worship them or constantly pay homage to make it seem as if they can do no wrong. And that's one of the reasons I kind of like people, or I respect people who support the vendetta movement more so than others, because if there's an error, if there's an unease, or if there's a discomfort, the supporters of Alkaline do not have a problem to voice what their concern is. And so I can always respect that. You understand me? But all I'm saying is that when persons are vlogging about the particular artist, it would do well if you could show the artist in a more positive light at times and not cater to the outside noise and the negative persons who constantly speak. I mean, I'm not an entertainment vlogger or a person who vlog mainly on dancehall music, which I can. It's just that time is not being made available, and that's not necessarily what my channel is about. However, when I decide to address a particular individual, I'm not going more than once because it makes no sense. I'm going to constantly give that person a highlight, especially when it comes to something negative and stuff. If they say something, I just sum it up and I put it where it's at and I move on. We're not giving them any more highlight, because giving them highlight is making them grow. It's giving them clout. It's giving them a voice. And what you want to do is to lock out the outside noise and silence them. Let them be as loud as ever in a deep, dark cave or a deep, dark tunnel, and they remain where they are. So if you come out once and you address an individual who has something bad to say about Alkaline and trying to denounce or diminish his success, his creativity, his artistry, his talent, you if that person is becoming loud enough, then you will address the situation. But constantly going over it and addressing him and stuff, if it's not a debate that you're gonna have with the individual and it's being recorded, being videoed, or it's a live, then there isn't any need to be giving that individual any more highlight. Let them go and work their ass for it. You understand me? They're not worthy of such highlight. And that's what I realize that a lot of vloggers are doing. You're constantly giving these type of negative people highlight, which you want to be in the street. You want to ask people who are actually supporters of Vendetta to hear what they have to say, to see to see their viewpoint as to what they think about, for example, New Rules Festival, Alkaline, him in and of himself, when it comes to his personality and stuff like that. These are the things that we want, and we should give voice and highlight to. not people who have nothing positive to say, people who have absolutely nothing going on in their life. They're basic boring. They're just shiftless people who are going through a lot, and they're looking someone to push their frustration on and take away the negative that's taking place with their artists. And so they just decide that they're going to spew all sorts of things about someone who they don't like in order to further diminish their success. And so that's my thing when it comes to vlogging, especially in dancehall. We all have people who we like, we all have people who we rather, and one is within their right to have an artist who they do support and stuff. But we what we don't do, or what we would not want, is an area wherein there's so much prejudice, because it further takes away from the atmosphere of entertainment, the spirit of entertainment, what we are striving for. And I said at this point in time, artists should be striving towards getting sales. It should be about me versus him anymore. It should be about getting your music to sell. And I think many artists are missing the mark. I think the basic competition, setting artists, pinning artists against each other, it should be over and done with at this point. And there's a video clip that I want you guys to watch, right? Now, here's the thing.
Mr. Grossy, what the Alkaline and Massacre, who's the bigger artist? Massacre wicked artist and Alkaline, man. Alkaline, when Alkaline DJ, we don't hear where Massacre. When Massacre DJ, we hear a Massacre say. When we live a Marlow, the Ninja Man, and Eddie Murphy and Juna Murphy, we are Massacre, a par, and a long time. Alkaline just come up and hear where Massacre. Me respect a man woman know long time before a man just come up. Them the man they just come up and sound like a girl. Ray, Massacre, wicked a DJ, not too Alkaline to more hit music more on him. But me respect Massacre as a tough DJ. For a long time, me I tell you that. So me no response to what a man wants to say no. Me know what me I say, and that me I say.
We're speaking about Alkaline, and he's comparing Alkaline to Massacre, and he's within his right. He's basically saying that according to him, Massacre is a better artist because he know him, he this, he that, and all of that. I won't get into it. That's not my reason. He said something that stood out like a sore thumb, and he said that Alkaline might have more hits than Massacre, but he rather Massacre than Alkaline. And he's, like I said, he's within his right to have a preference when it comes to the type of music that he listens in dancehall and the type of artist that he wants to support. But him saying that Alkaline have more hits, that's the entire purpose of being a recording artist. As Nicki Minaj said, to be the queen, you have to sell records. You got to sell plaque. It's not about immediate hype. It's not about street credit. You are hunting down street credit from a group of people who don't even buy music. They're just going to give you popularity for a hot moment, and that's it. That should not be the goal anymore. You should be way past that and looking to sell a record, going on to sell a record, see if you can get endorsement out there, promotion, put yourself out there in corporate society, whether it be in Jamaica or in other countries. It matters not. Money is money, business is business as usual. And so you should be striving to be more successful in dancehall music through getting your music sell. So all this popularity and who you rate more and all of that. I'm doing music. I'm not interested in a few people at a place at a part that's not buying music. If they are supporting me genuinely and have positive things to say about me, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But I am more concerned with persons who are willing to buy my music, and that's a market that I am going to push my music in. And that's just the basic goal, because you're not doing charity. You're there to make money, and you're there to create a legacy so that your offspring or your family members, they can inherit something from you when you are gone. And that's just the goal. You understand me? So it's good to have who you like. It's good to get respect from people. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting your music sell. So if Alkaline have more hits, then basically he's a better artist, because clearly he would be a hit maker. You understand me? If you're in music at this point in time, after 10 years, 12 years, 13, 14 years, and you're worrying about, or you're more concerned about a man in a corner somewhere rating you through saying something on a mic through doing a vox bot or whatever the case may be, saying that they rate you or stuff like that, then you really, I mean, it's like charity music that you're doing, because it's not going absolutely nowhere. What's the goal? Is it the goal to sell music, or is it the goal to get street credit, or what exactly is it that you're looking? You wanted the music to sell, you want to make money, you want to gain wealth, riches, I'm sorry, and all of that. What is the goal? So if the goal is about selling music, then you're gonna have to find a market wherein people buy music and inject it there. So when a lot of persons are coming out and saying that Alkaline is this and Alkaline is that, he's not going to be worried about that, because he's more concerned in making hits so that people will actually buy his music. Saying, and for many persons who are saying that his song is struggling, disgusting, is struggling, it's genuine views that you can see on YouTube. They're not bought and stuff like that. And because of such, you are seeing the purity of the music, the genuineness of the music, the authenticity of it through views. And you're seeing some 300 plus K means that it's genuine. You understand? What's wrong with that? You want it to be 6 million in a day, in a week, and at the end of the day, it's their bought views. They have people who are sitting down and doing the, and at the end of the day, it's going to reflect. It's actually going to reflect in your sales that the music is not selling as how you are promulgating it to the public. You understand? So you have to be careful, because if it's real, you'll find out in the long run. And if it is not, you are also going to find out. You understand? So Alkaline is doing his thing genuinely, he's doing his thing authentically. And I think people should respect that. What's wrong with him having 300 plus 300 K views? There are other artists out there who are well known, who are doing well, and they don't have a lot of views just the same. You understand me? Nobody speaks on it, nobody address it. But like I said, people aren't going to respect Alkaline. And I think at this point, Alkaline is not looking for respect from Jamaican space. If he's an intelligent individual and he understands what he's up against, at this point he's not going to be looking for, because it does no good. A group of people don't buy music, it's not going to add to his roster. It's not going to affect him. You understand? Because the goal is to sell music. So if you don't respect him at this point, it's just over and done with. It's of no value. You saying that who you respect and who you rather, and he's not doing this, he's not doing well, you guys are always going to have something negative to say when it comes to Alkaline, and that's just it. There's nothing that we can do. The goal is not to turn your hate into love. The goal is to silence you and let you discuss your thing, your hate, with each other among yourselves. If you notice that I'm not calling in the other artists, I'm not highlighting any other persons who are naysayers, I am not giving them any energy. I'm not giving them any name. I'm not giving them any voice. I'm just letting it known to the public that at the end of the day, the goal is to sell music. So you not liking the artist, you have anything bad to say about him, is null and void. It's of no significance right now, because it's like a malarkey. It's of zero significance. It's going nowhere. Because at the end of the day, he's focusing on selling music. And like I said, I believe that Alkaline is pushing, or if he's not, he should be pushing to become a dancehall mogul. And the goal is that, not the goal, to understand this is that everybody will not respect you. And that's life. Everybody won't like you. Everybody don't like Jay-Z. And he's a billionaire. Everybody do not like Rihanna. She's also a billionaire. You can't like everybody. And variety is the spice of life. But at the end of the day, his success, his accolades will speak for itself. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. God bless you.